Y'all know what time it is. Let's dive into another whole foods plant-based dinner recipe. Yeah, we're gonna do a rice ramen gluten-free stir fry with a ton of vegetables. I know this looks like a lot of vegetables, guys, but cabbage really cooks down when you do it in a stir fry. So what we did is we chopped up about half of a purple cabbage and then about half of a Savoy cabbage, some baby carrots sliced thin, and some mini sweet peppers sliced thin, different colors. And this right here, special ingredient, is a shallot. If you guys haven't tried shallots, they're like a spicy onion, like a red onion that's a little more spicy, a little hotter. And if you cut this up into thin pieces and let it sit out for 20 minutes, it gets really spicy. So the noodles that we're gonna use are these rice ramen packs. These are pretty good. I like these a lot. We're gonna use 2 blocks of each just because that's what we have. And I've also got some lentils that we're gonna add in with this. So it's gonna be a gluten-free rice ramen stir fry. This is how we do the stir fry sauce. So first of all, we've got extra fine chopped fresh garlic and chopped chunks of ginger. Pro tip, guys, get your fresh ginger root at the international market, cut it into slices and stick it in the freezer in a Ziploc bag. And then when you need a few slices of ginger, just take them out of the freezer, cut them into chunks, use it for your sauce. All right, what we did was we took a spoonful of molasses and put it in with some salt in about half a cup of water. And we're gonna just add the garlic and the ginger into the stir fry sauce, and that's gonna be our stir fry sauce. These shallots, they're gonna go in with the vegetables. They're not going in the sauce. But an alternative, easy way, would be just use soy sauce. Now, you're gonna get a little bit more sodium. You may wanna thin out soy sauce if you're gonna use it this way for the stir fry, because the stir fry sauce is gonna thicken up a little bit when you cook it in with the vegetables. But that's how we do the sauce, y'all. The way I like to think about this is you want to put the vegetables in first that are going to take the longest to cook. So we started with the carrots, and we really wanted to get those shallots in there early too. We added a little bit of water, no oil. This is a whole foods plant-based dinner recipe, guys. So we're not using any oil, 100% plant-based. And then what we're going to do next is add in the purple cabbage. All right, before we add the sauce in, guys, I want to give you an idea of where we are. I went ahead and added the purple cabbage and then just stirred it up for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute, then tossed in the bell peppers. And with these ramen noodles, I'll tell you what, we're actually going to boil them. So we got the ramen noodles over there. We got some water that's coming to a boil. The meal is starting to come together. I have added a bit more of the water to keep these vegetables stir frying in here. And what we're about to do is add a little bit of the sauce. And the last thing that we're going to add in is that Savoy cabbage, because it takes the least amount of cook time. And with the water boiling, we have already added in the brown rice and millet noodles. They've got about a 4-minute cook time, so very quick cooking. We went ahead and put that Savoy cabbage on the top. That's really going to cook pretty quickly, so we're not going to stir that in yet. Maybe just add a little bit of sauce on top of that. But check this out, guys. We went ahead and dropped the brown rice, the forbidden rice noodles. We pulled out the millet and brown rice noodles. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. These are only about halfway cooked. So they were only down for about 2 minutes because it's a stir fry. Once these noodles come out, we're cooking about halfway, and then we're gonna toss them back in with the vegetables and stir fry them all together. So you can see we got some sauce on top of the Savoy cabbage right now. And this is all coming together. So we've got both types of noodles. We just pulled them out. Again, they're about halfway cooked, maybe just a hair over halfway, quite al dente. That way these can go back in with the vegetables, and the Savoy cabbage starting to get steamed a little bit on top. You can see it's really starting to work together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start to incorporate all of these vegetables together so y'all can take a look at this. You see how the cabbage on the bottom, that purple cabbage, has really started wilting down. I turned the heat down a little bit. Originally we were about medium-high heat. Now I've got it down to about a medium-low. Alright, we just dumped the noodles in on top of everything, and we're spooning a little bit more sauce over top of the ramen noodles. And pro tip, guys, the noodles will break if you stir them up too much. So even though this is a stir fry, I'm not going to get too happy with the tongs. Just kind of gently incorporate these noodles. Let them get in here, let them cook, let the steam from the vegetables rise up while these noodles sit on top for a little bit and cook. Now tell me that's not a delicious whole foods plant-based dinner recipe coming together. Starchy, delicious black rice, brown rice, and millet noodles all together with all those delicious vegetables. We cut the heat off about 30 seconds ago, and these noodles are soft. They've been incorporated in the dish, and the noodles have soaked up some of the delicious sauce and juices. Again, without stirring it too much to break up the noodles, I think we're ready to plate. So we're going to go ahead and take a big spoonful of noodles. Let's try to get a bunch of black noodles, vegetables. Not a professional plater, guys. Not a professional chef and cameraman at the same time, but this is what it looks like when you're doing YouTube. Plated these two bowls up with some fresh chopped parsley to give it that extra fresh herb flavor. And like I said, this is something you can eat. You can add a little lentils. You could add some sliced tofu. But this is the basic recipe right here, guys. And if I might say so, I think we got a lot of nutrition and some good flavors going on right here. What really brings this recipe together is the sauce. I can't say that enough. Do not skimp on the ginger or the garlic. And that being said, there's two key takeaways that should not be overlooked. The first one is do not overcook the vegetables. And second, do not overcook the noodles either. Otherwise, this dish just isn't the same. You want to experience slightly crunchy vegetables alongside those soft noodles that are done but not overcooked. And part of that is if you make a batch that's bigger than just a single serving of what you're going to eat at the table, then whatever you leave in the pot on the stove is going to keep soaking up the juices and continue to cook a little bit. And you don't want to go back and find that it's so soft and mushy that it's just glop. That's no fun for anyone. So what you want to do is keep it just on the edge of al dente, and that's for both the noodles and the vegetables. At least that's how I like to do it. That being said, guys, these are some of my favorite noodles on the market. You can find them. They're a little bit tricky to get. I like that black rice forbidden noodle, and the brown rice millet noodle is also right up there at the top. So if you're having trouble finding those, I will leave a link in the description for Amazon where you can get both of those. And you could tone this recipe down. And I know whole foods plant-based, we're always trying to go for those whole grains, but on a weeknight, you could do this recipe with white rice noodles, and I have for sure. And you could switch up all of these colorful vegetables for broccoli and mushrooms. But as I said before, it's the sauce that really brings it all together, so don't skimp. And if you wanted to try to mix it up a little bit, you could stir in some hoisin sauce, or let me know what kind of a variation on this sauce pattern you would use for stir fry. Do you like soy sauce? How are you going to manage the salt? What's your favorite way to make a vegan stir fry dish like this? And if you're looking for another whole food plant-based recipe, more in the breakfast department, or maybe brunch, then check out this high protein pancake recipe video I put together where we are packing 80 grams of protein in a pancake recipe that is not like the other vegan pancake recipes you see out there on YouTube. This is not bananas, oats, and almond milk. No, we're not doing that. This is totally different. So what I want you to do is check out this high protein pancake recipe video by clicking the thumbnail that pops up at the end of this video. Alright, y'all know what time it is. Red Pill Vegan